Look the part, play the part. Yakko sponsors Vanarama National League on BT Sport.
Everyone, and welcome to a special midweek edition of the Vanarama National League highlight show here on BT Sport. Over the next half an hour, we'll bring you all the action and reaction to Easter Monday's matches. Our cameras were at Gateshead, where Lincoln would be crowned champions if they won, and TRANMERE failed to win at GUISELEY. We'll show you how that story unfolded in just a moment. But first, here are the headlines from the rest of the league. Aldershot keep their playoff dream alive. A late fight back seals a vital 3 points for Woking. But Barrow thin North Ferriby as Housham's men are relegated. To Tyneside, Lincoln City knew if they could win against Gateshead, they'd have one hand on the title. Watching this for us was the two Adams, Virgo and Somerton.
Borough. Now this looks promising here for Gateshead. It's Luke Hannant who's got Wes York in there as well. Oh, the referee's given a penalty here, right on the edge of the area. The challenge on Hannant.
Sean Magger with the challenge. He's already on a yellow card. Get caught on the counter-attack. A certain penalty, you can't have any complaints about that. It's a great attacking run from Hannant. Cuts inside on his left foot. This is a clearer penalty you'll see this season.
Here comes McLaughlin, and in it goes. Sent Farman the wrong way. It's meant to be Lincoln's day, but it's Gateshead who've taken the lead here.
It's a cool penalty from McLaughlin.
Forest Green have played one more away game than the Imps, Dagenham and Redbridge 2. They are right up there. And they find a turnaround here. Reed with the header, Arnold with the shot. Great save. That really is a top-class stop by Dan Hamford.
Well, what a save this is.
Marriott and Reed waiting inside the area. And it went towards Raggett. And they've still managed to keep it going. And just off target, the goalkeeper didn't even move the shot by Raggett.
Keeper's beaten. So unfortunately for him, it just goes agonisingly past the post.
In it goes from long. Ginelli, that's a lovely ball. Long with a chance to cross. Appeals for handball. Really loud appeals. Penalty given. A penalty to Lincoln City with a minute and a half of normal time remaining. Fifield it was who handled inside the box.
Oh, it's a great decision from the linesman. It's a clear penalty. He sticks his left arm out. You cannot have any complaints with that whatsoever.
It's Matt Reed for Lincoln. Equaliser. Matt Reed's 15th league goal of the season. And Lincoln City, a side who just never know when they're beaten. Yet again, they've got a late goal. Even with that Matt Reed equaliser, of course, Tranmere aren't going to make 2 points upon them unless there's a late finish. There is! Amazing from Danny Cowley's Lincoln. It is written in the stars. It's Nathan Arnold.
Well, this is what all great sides do, that go on and win league titles. You never, ever give up, but that is a quality finish from Nathan Arnold.
You have to have special people to play that badly and find a way of winning. You have to have real special people with real will to win and a determination. And you know, I thought we showed all of our qualities in terms of our personality today.
So the only result that could prevent Lincoln's coronation as champions was a Tranmere victory away at Guiseley. The hosts began the day just a point above the relegation zone, and they almost trailed when Tranmere's Andy Cook saw his header scrambled off the line. Adam Lockwood's side had escaped the drop by just a point last season and had lost their previous two. but they were eyeing up a famous scalp when the well-travelled Derek Asamoah unleashed a stunning strike to give Guiseley the lead at half-time. The away fans anticipated a response after the break, and that's what they got. James Norwood nodding in the equaliser 4 minutes after the restart, his first goal in 11 matches. And just before the hour mark, Cook was in the right place to turn the game on its head. Goal number 23 this season for Tranmere's top scorer. A goal for Guiseley would have gifted the title to Lincoln and proved a real boost in their survival bid. They felt they should have had an 89th minute penalty for handball against Liam Ridehouse. But Tranmere hung on to delay Lincoln's promotion party.
Every game that you take part in, be it a pre-season friendly, you're expected to win it. So nothing really changes for us. So we go into Saturday and we try and win that. And then we'll get, even when we go into pre-season, we'll be expected to win that. That's the standards that this fan base and club demands of us all. So no changes for us, to be honest.
All to play for at the EBB Stadium. 5th place Dover travelled to take on 6th placed Aldershot. The home side knew victory would lift them into the playoff places with just under a fortnight of the season remaining. Dover have a game in hand on their opponents, so manager Chris Kinnear knew a point would be a good result. Ricky Modeste trying his luck for the away side in a cagey first half. Gary Waddock's men turned up the heat on the Dover defence after the interval. Nick Arnold with the cross, and from just a couple of yards out, Jake Gallagher could only direct the ball against the post as the visitors were living dangerously. The pivotal moment of the match came with 18 minutes to play. Gallagher again in the thick of the action, playing a 1-2 before being brought down by Connor Essam. Penalty to the home side. Matt McClure has picked the right time of the season to find his scoring boots, his 4th goal in his last 6 games, giving Aldershot the advantage. There was still time for plenty of late drama in Hampshire. First, youngster Idris Kanu, a half-time substitute, received a second yellow card for a reckless challenge on the manager's son, Chris Kinnear. Aldershot down to 10 men with 2 minutes to play. Then Dover passed up a glorious opportunity to equalise. Ricky Miller twisting and turning before being denied by Cole. And Kinnear could only prod the rebound wide. Jubilation at the final whistle for the home fans. Dover still have their destiny in their own hands, but Aldershot climb above them into 5th.
We've done nothing. What have we done? We ain't done nothing yet. We've won today. We've got 2 games to go. Dover have got 3 games left. 2 important games, but we've put a little bit of pressure on them because they have to win. We have to win also, but it puts a little bit of pressure on them to do that. You know, and come, you know, was it 2 weeks today? See where we are, and I've always said that.
As I said before, a small club like ours against these big clubs is quite an achievement for the players, club and supporters and everybody involved with it.
The stage was set for drama at the Diva Stadium. Visitors Woking began the day outside the relegation zone on goal difference. Chester knew a win would confirm their safety in the National League. It was a game that exploded into life after half-time. The hosts unable to clear their lines, and Woking defender Brian Sarr lashed in to put Gary Hill's side 1-up. John McCarthy's men had lost their previous 6 home matches, but they levelled just 60 seconds later. Liam Davis, brother of Everton midfielder Tom, scoring on just his 2nd senior appearance. No team has taken fewer points in 2017 than Chester. The victory was in sight with 8 minutes to go when James Akintunde's cross was turned in by Elliot Durrell. Hill looked to his bench and introduced Connor Hall. It was an inspired substitution as Hall scored with his first touch, 2-2 on 85 minutes. A goal either way would prove huge in both clubs' campaigns, and when Luke George was adjudged to have handled inside the area, the away side had the chance to complete an incredible comeback. A massive moment for Woking as Gozi Ugwu stepped up in stoppage time to turn 1 point into 3. His 16th of the season, lifting his side 3 points clear of the drop zone and dragging Chester into the mire.
Relegation for North Ferriby was all but mathematically confirmed heading into their trip to Holker Street. Failure to beat Barrow would confirm the inevitable. The smallest club in the National League have faced an uphill battle to survive. But they were in front after just 4 minutes. Top scorer Reece Thompson turning in the long throw at the back post. Fighting fire with fire, Barrow equalised from a long throw of their own. Richie Bennett heading home his 15th of the campaign, 1-1 after just 11 minutes. Paul Cox's team were winless in their previous 4 matches. They led before the break from the most unlikely source. Right back Sean Bealey with a smart run and finish, his first goal in 185 league matches, a period stretching back over 5 years. And 2-1 became 3-1 before half-time. Another long throw finding its way to Jordan Williams, who swivelled to score and move into double figures for the season. No doubt about North Ferriby's Achilles heel this season, finding the back of the net. They've averaged less than a goal a game. They did have the chance to reduce the deficit when Taron Hare was pulled down inside the area. Connor Oliver stepped up, but his penalty summed up North Ferriby's misfortune in front of goal this year. The final whistle sounded on the club's status in the National League. North Ferriby relegated. Their first ever season in the 5th tier was one to remember.
It's not nice, no, it's obviously getting relegated, but, you know, with what we've got, budget restraints and everything like that, we started the season with 3 players. I mean, them players out there, I think their average age probably 19, 20, and, you know, they've done North Ferriby proud. The fans have done themselves proud. You know, we get slaughtered a bit by only taking X amount of supporters, but, you know, there was 10 up here again today, and, you know, a massive achievement from the club as a whole.
Not too much to play for on Merseyside. Southport's relegation from the National League was confirmed on Friday, while Forest Green have booked their spot in the playoffs. Mark Cooper's men hope to finish high enough to secure home advantage in their semi-final second leg. But the visitors weren't at the races in the first half. Southport's Jamie Allen flashing an effort wide. Andy Priest's players had won just one of their previous 15 games, but they were in front just after the hour, the ball falling kindly for Robbie Cundy, the defender scoring for the first time this season. Forest Green had been victorious in their previous 3 away trips, but 4 in a row looked unlikely when Rory McEwen turned into double Southport's advantage. The margin of victory could have been even greater for the relegated hosts. McEwen's ferocious shot hitting the woodwork before Allen blazed over the open goal. Christian Doidge spurned the best opportunity for the visitors, who failed to score on the road for the first time since August.
A real relegation 6-pointer took place at Plainmoor as 22nd place Torquay hosted Braintree in 21st, with the home side knowing they could be relegated if they didn't win and results elsewhere went against them. The Essex side secured a crucial 3 points on Good Friday when they beat Guiseley 2-0 to end a 4-game losing streak, and it was the visitors who took an early lead here. Just 8 minutes were on the clock when centre-back Manny Parry showed good reactions in the box to head in his first since November. Going a goal down early on appeared to spark life into the home side. They thought they'd equalised when Brett Williams slotted in at the near post. But after long deliberation with his assistant, referee Craig Hicks disallowed the goal for offside, to the disbelief of an incensed Kevin Nicholson. Williams did get his goal, though, moments before half-time when he swivelled on the edge of the box before producing a low drive past Braintree keeper Sam Besant. 1-1 at the break. Minutes into the second half, Williams was at it again when he hammered in a loose ball to give his side the lead. That's Williams' first brace since August 2014. Hacken Hayretton's men were only inches away from levelling the match when Sean McGinty inadvertently headed against his own bar. But it was the hosts who secured all 3 points when on-loan Bournemouth man Jordan Lee was on hand to tuck in after Besant had saved from Williams. Torquay moved to within a point of safety. Braintree remain in the relegation zone and face Barrow at home on Saturday before a tough trip to playoff chasing Aldershot on the final day.
Braintree are a tough team, direct, physically strong, hard-working. But when we played our football, we looked a good side, and we got what we deserved today. So I'll allow the lads a good 5 or 6 hours to enjoy it, and then when they wake up tomorrow, they better just be thinking about Dover, because that's all that matters at this point.
Another team battling the drop are Solihull, who sat outside the drop zone only on goal difference at the start of play. They travel to Macclesfield, looking to end a dreadful run of 6 consecutive defeats. The hosts knew only a win would do if they were to have any chance of keeping their slim playoff hopes alive. John McComb almost gave them the lead, but the linesman ruled the ball had not crossed the line as the first half ended goalless. Inconsistent form has been the downfall of John Askey's side's playoff push, but moments after the interval, Chris Holroyd headed in from a Danny Whitehead free kick to score for the first time in 9 games. Solihull were 10 points clear of the drop zone in mid-March, but a poor run of form has dragged them deep into a relegation fight. Luckily for them, they levelled the scores with 12 minutes remaining through this towering header from George Carline. In a miraculous turnaround, the away side put themselves in front, Jack Byrne heading home to make it 2-1. And the points were sealed in injury time when on-loan Charlton midfielder Regan Charles Cook latched on to Andy Brown's flick-on before poking past Macclesfield keeper Craig Ross. A vital victory for Solihull, who give themselves some breathing space at the bottom, but it's still all to play for in the remaining 2 games. Macclesfield's faint playoff hopes are officially over.
We needed a bit of luck, and I think first half, from what I'm hearing, possibly the ball went across the line, and when your own players start saying it's gone across the line, you start to look, and it was that little bit of luck, because on Friday against York, we've camped in their half, and we should have not got a point, but got 3. So it was good that we got it today, and it'll give us confidence now going into Saturday's game.
Those wins for Torquay and Solihull put the pressure back on York, who were outside of the relegation places on goal difference only. They looked to make it 5 wins from 6 games when they hosted Wrexham. York boss Gary Mills was facing his former team for the first time since being sacked back in October, and his side took the lead after just 2 minutes. John Parkin stabbing in his 10th of the season, a great return from the experienced striker who only signed in December. The visitors' 3-1 home defeat to Maidstone on Good Friday was their 3rd in a row, but they got themselves back on level terms on the half-hour mark when Jordan White managed to latch onto Ntumba Masanka's flick-on. White claimed the goal, but the final touch came off York defender Danny Parslow. The hosts responded well to being pegged back and should have regained the lead through Simon Heslop, but he could only blaze over when well placed in the box. York were made to pay for that missed opportunity as Dean Keats's team turned the screw. James Jennings' cross eventually found Jordan White, and this time there was no doubt about the scorer. Mills's team squandered another golden chance when Verdane Oliver dragged his shot just wide of the post. But it was the visitors who clinched their first win in 8 games when Leo Smith smashed in his first senior goal. A morale-boosting win for Wrexham, disappointment for York as they now face a 6-pointer away at relegation rivals Woking on Saturday.
We've dropped down a couple of places and we've got ourselves closer to the bottom 4 again, but you'd asked me this 6, 7, 8 weeks ago, then we'd have taken this position.
Although it looks likely Dagenham and Redbridge's playoff place is yet to be confirmed, but they knew a victory against Sutton would guarantee it. John Still's team were on the front foot from the off, only the woodwork denying Corey Whiteley on this occasion. But it wasn't long until the Daggers eventually broke the deadlock via Luke Guttridge, who coolly volleyed in his 8th of the season. The hosts were looking for their 5th win in 6 games. They were inches away from doubling their advantage when Whiteley struck the frame of the goal for a 2nd time. Jordan Maguire-Drew has been an important player for Dagenham all year, and he showed his quality with this emphatic finish, his 14th of an impressive season. Paul Doswell's men have taken the fewest points away from home in the division, but they pulled one back through Maxime Biamou shortly after the break. although the French forward was significantly aided by the bobbly surface. Biamu then levelled the scores when he rose highest from a corner to score his 4th goal of the Easter weekend. All square at Victoria Road, as Dagenham and Redbridge will be hoping to confirm their playoff place away at Wrexham on Saturday.
Well, these lads have gone to the well for us most of the season. You know, that was their 60th competitive game this year. You know, I think it's time for the pressure that's been on them to be lifted a bit, for them to go and enjoy these last couple of games, and sometimes you play your best football when you're relaxed and enjoying it.
Maidstone are one of the form sides in the division, having won 7 of their last 11 games. They were aiming to secure their National League status with a win against Boreham Wood. It was a tight first half in Kent. Magnus Akunye's header, the closest either side came to breaking the deadlock in the opening stages. Into the second half, and Yemi Odebaid was unlucky to see this effort fizz just past the post. But the winger did grab the only goal of the game in the dying moments when he brought down Reese Prestedge's pass before finishing past Grant Smith. So Maidstone will be playing National League football next season, much to the delight of boss Jay Saunders.
It was difficult today. I think it was probably a game too far for us after the travelling we've done this week, but great to sort of nick the win and confirm our status in the league.
Another team who could mathematically confirm survival were Eastleigh. They took on a Bromley side who'd won their last 3 and were ending the season strongly under Neil Smith. It's been a turbulent season at the Silver Lake Stadium, with Richard Hill the 4th manager to take charge of the Spitfires. They went ahead within the opening 10 minutes when Jack Holland's clearance rebounded off Lee Minshall into the path of Scott Wilson, who scrambled in his 4th of the campaign. The hosts had won just once at home since November. The victory was in sight when Sam Matthews doubled the lead with 8 minutes remaining. The visitors did halve the deficit late on through this astounding long-range effort from Jordan Higgs. But Eastleigh held on to secure all 3 points and guarantee they'll be playing in the 5th tier for a 4th successive season.
So it's all eyes on Sincil Bank, because this Saturday 3 points against Macclesfield and they will clinch the National League title and promotion to the Football League. A match you can see exclusively live on BT Sport. Aldershot took a giant step towards securing a playoff place. Their 1-0 win over 5th place challengers Dover will have Gary Waddock hoping Chris Kinnear's side slip up in the run-in. North Ferriby United joins Southport in the National League North next season after losing 3-1 to Barrow, which relegates them from England's 5th tier. But it's going to be an interesting finish, with Torquay, Braintree, York and Guiseley still unsure of their futures. We're back in Lincoln as Danny Cowley's Imps set their sights on promotion to the Football League in the best possible fashion, winning the National League title and all in their backyard. Set your tellies to BT Sport 1 from 11:45 on Saturday, and you can catch it all in our glorious 4K UHD Channel 2. That's it for this week, but don't forget you can watch all of our shows back on our dedicated YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time.
Look the part, play the part. Yakko sponsors Vanarama National League on BT Sport.